Hello and welcome back to another video on the channel. My name's DanRobzProbz and today I'm showing you how to get literally any item in your offhand and on your head. Yeah, what I'm talking about is basically these slots. So hovering over this shield look is normally where we would have the offhand slot. And then if I hover over my head, this is the armor head slot. Now, I've been playing around with a command called the /loot command, and recently in the recent updates this has been added. I think maybe from 1.18 maybe, or was it the wild update? I'm not 100% sure. I think it might have been 1.18, but anyway, in recent updates we have got this replace. Now I was actually playing around with this, and believe it or not, you can actually replace any slot in the player or any entity to whatever loot table you want. So for example, if I do my slot hotbar here, and then if I set it to, let's say, slot number 2, so that will be the third square on my hotbar, and if I do a loot and then I do this like this and I type in entities and then I do /, and let's just go for something very common that everyone knows, a zombie, and this will give me a piece of rotten flesh in my third slot, as you can see. Now, I wanted to keep this as vanilla as I can, but if you guys are add-on creators or add-on pack or map makers or whatever, you could totally use this and really think outside the box. How to make this even better. But anyway, any item in your offhand and any item on your head. So first of all, let's get this started. So there's an actual command called replace item, and if I go to entity here, and again I go to s, that being myself, and I type in slot.armor, and then we want head. Okay, put that to 0 because it's the slot 0, obviously. I can literally put anything I want on my head. So let's just do for example, I don't even know what to think of. I'm just going to spam this for a bit and we're going to do that. An amethyst cluster, okay? And I can give myself an amount if I want of 32, let's say, and that's pretty much it. So now I've actually got 32 amethyst clusters on my head. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is this so cool? Why is this so powerful? Like I was saying at the start, you can think outside the box. And you could actually do some cool tricks. Now, a little thing that I think is quite cool is this is extra storage. But look, I can't actually put anything in or back into that. So yeah, you could really trick your friends with this one. So if you're making a map or something and you want to find the button, you could put it on your head, right? Or something like that, or a key or something, or I don't know, if you're thinking about a challenging map kind of thing like that, you could obviously do something like that. Before you guys moan at me and say, yes, Dan, you could probably just use the replace item command to actually put it in your offhand. So let's just show you that this does not actually work. So we'll go for the amethyst clusters again. So if I do weapon.offhand, you will see could not replace a slot weapon offhand with 32 amethyst clusters. But if I do the /loot command again, and I switch this out to the actual weapon.offhand and put that to 0, you'll see I'm actually holding a piece of rotten flesh now in my offhand. Yeah. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but I don't want to report it because I think this is very useful, like I'm going to show you in a second. These are all the commands I've kind of got set up here just for this little showcase kind of tutorial. And I've hopped back into creative as well, just so you can see the commands if you really want to. So like I showed you at the very start, it's basically just replacing your slot armor head, okay? So none of these are using the loot thing, okay? But I wanted to just come up with some examples of what you could use. So like you could have a barrier on your head. Maybe you're making a map where you don't want them to have hats or helmets or something. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one, but I thought it was quite funny. I really wanted to see if this works. So a Totem of Undying in your head slot. I know it's a bit of a silly one. You will be, you know, penalizing yourself, removing some armor points, but you could hopefully survive. Let's just try this. So game mode, S. I've got a little TP high command here, and we've got this on our head, okay? Definitely can't see it, though. Yeah. Totem of Undying does not work in your head, okay? That's a good point. An elytra. Now, there is something very funky that happens whenever you put armor on. I'm actually wearing it on my head, but it's actually rendering it in that I'm actually wearing it on my body. Okay, so this is what I was saying. You can think outside the box here. As you can see, I'm trying to jump around and stuff. This isn't actually like making the wings expand or anything. It's not working. So yeah, unfortunately, you can't really use one of them on your head, sadly, because that would have been huge if you could, because you would be able to wear a chest plate at the same time and you would have had armor points, right? A glass block on my head, unfortunately, I thought it might actually show, but sadly it doesn't. But yeah, like I showed at the start with the amethyst clusters or whatever, you can put stacks of these, so it's not really a problem. And I wanted to show you this one, a shulker box. Now, using the /loot command, you could actually fill the shulker box up as well. And you could also fill up chests and barrels and stuff. So, again, thinking outside the box, as I keep saying, you might be able to make some cool little secrets, you know, if you're making like maps and stuff. Again, all of this I'm showing you is without resource packs and behavior packs, okay? Just wanted to point that out. And then lastly, we got a apple on the head. Now, the apple on the head's a bit different because I wanted to show you. So, for example, I've got an apple on my head. Let's pretend it's a diving mask or something like that. And offhand detect, we're not doing that one. We're doing the head detect. So if I click this, because I've got the apple on my head, I've got pretty much infinite water breathing. So I'm in survival, as you can see, and hopefully I'm not going to be too far away from these. But you can see, I won't even take any, I don't even see any bubbles or anything. That's because I got this apple on my head, which is diving goggles, okay, guys? So yeah, let me just show you this. So if I go down here, and all I need to do is take this off my head, and you'll see I've still got the water breathing. That is because this command is set up to be infinite. Now, what I wanted to show you was what happens if, for example, I go back and grab this apple, wherever it's gone. I don't even know where it's gone. So I couldn't find the apple, so I've just given myself another one. But this time, I've actually just put it in my hotbar, okay? So it's not on my head. And what I've actually set up here is a repeating command block to detect when I throw the apple on the ground, it will give me an apple back in my head slot up here. So ready? Did you see the comparator pop? And there we go. So not even, you know, like thinking like this is like very fast commands. I haven't really spent very long on this. But you can obviously make some really cool things with this. And again, if I flick this one on, it will give me the water breathing effect. So honestly, I think this is quite cool that you could just do this. And you see, I could take it off. And now I can't put it back in. But if I want to do this, I could just throw it and I will actually get it back on my head. So now if I hop into game mode C, I will show you these commands. So this is literally just testing for an item called apple. Obviously, language dependent this is. In apple, in French is a pomme. So in different countries and different languages and stuff, it's obviously going to be different. So for the sake of this video, I just did this quite quickly. But yeah, you kind of get the gist. And that is always active and unconditional with a comparator. And then this will again kill the so-called apple. Again, you could do this with entities though. You could do this with custom items. You could do this with literally anything, guys. It's pretty much limitless, okay? And then lastly is the apple head. And this is just going to replace the item on top of my head into a apple. So that is pretty much all the replace item part. Not too crazy, but this is where this gets more interesting now. This is the /loot command. So this is the offhand slot. So this is where you can actually put any item you want in your offhand, provided it's on a loot table. So if you are into add-on creating and stuff like that, you can make loot tables. And essentially what a loot table is like if I kill a pig, it will drop pork chop, 1 to 3 pork chops. That's a loot table. So if I really wanted to, I could also put the warden, the warden's block that drops when he dies in his offhand, which is, in fact, can you see that, guys? Yeah, that is the Skulk Catalyst, sorry. I don't know why I call it a shulker. It's a Skulk Catalyst. Normally, in vanilla, you would never see a player walking around with a block in their offhand, would you? But this is possible because of loot. And there's a really weird rendering issue. I'm sure you can see that. I will zoom in on a video or something so you can see that. But yeah, that is totally in my offhand, and I can switch it, throw that over there, and you'll see Dan's already set up another one of these kind of command things, as well as like the apple. If I turn that one off, turn this one on, you'll see when I'm holding this one, I actually get health boost. So if I go into game mode S here, I'm going to get an absolute ton of hearts, which is awesome. And then if I throw this off my offhand, I will see no more hearts. And it only works if it goes in my offhand. So you can see how powerful this is. So there's some things that you could probably think of that you could probably do, as in make your own Totem of Undyings and things like that, right? So you could make your own kind of like charms or rings or something and put them in your offhand, which could be quite a cool mechanic. Or even like, I don't know, like bags maybe or something like that. So for the last little command, I have actually set it into midnight and I've just cleared my inventory, but I've just realized I haven't actually showed you the command here. So I will show you again, just in case you forgot or anything, but I will have all this in the description of the video. So I will have an example for this one, and I'll have an example for the replace item as well. But this is pretty much exactly what I showed you with the rotten flesh at the start. But anyway, on to the last couple of commands, and this one, like I said, I've had to set it into midnight. This is a very, very good example of the offhand slot. But the only problem is we've got to pray ourselves for a torch right now. And I will show you this command here. I'm using the chests in the vanilla game, and I'm using the /ancient city. So this is part of the loot table from the ancient city. Oh my god. We got a candle. That's not what I want. I want a torch. Please, come on. But you can see, look, I'm getting 2 candles on my head. Oh, we got 2 enchanted books here. This might take me a bit of time. I've got 2 set up here. So if I get a torch on my head, it will work. But I want it on my offhand. Okay, we got potion. Okay, I might have to edit this a bit because this might take some time. Wow, we've actually got 4 soul torches in my offhand, guys. We've done it. So I could take all this stuff off. There we go. So if I go back into game mode S now, I'm carrying 4 soul torches. So offhand is this one. If I pull this, you can see dynamic light. Now, obviously I've set this up with command blocks, so it's not very, very good. But you can see, for the quick example, if you imagine you're underground caving with a pickaxe, right? So let's give us a pickaxe. I can see what I'm mining thanks to that without any add-ons or anything, okay? I think this is amazing. And then if I want to get rid of the lights, I can just turn this one off and turn that one on. And obviously remove this. And that should do the trick. I think it's a bit buggy because I only made it very quickly. But you'll see there's been a lot of light blocks placed around. But obviously if I spent a bit of time on this and, you know, didn't make the commands quite quickly, I could have made it a bit more polished probably. But you get the idea. I've got rid of all the lighting, and just in case you wanted to see the actual command as well, I've got this one set up in here. And in 1.18 or 1.19, I can't honestly remember which one, we got a new filter with the selector, which is has item. And thanks to this, a beautiful little command, we can actually detect different things that are in your slots, in your inventory or hands or anything like that. And as you can see, I am detecting a soul torch in my offhand. And it actually works, which is bonkers. And yeah, it's just filling a load of light blocks, and it replaces air basically with light blocks. And then this one will remove the light. It's pretty basic. It's nothing too fancy. Obviously, again, I've done these commands quite quickly just for the tutorial showcase kind of thing. I got 2 more command blocks here, but what I'm going to do is just chuck this back into a day, just because it's better in my opinion. And what we're going to do lastly is clear like that. And this is just 2 more examples of the /loot command. And now this is the end city loot, okay? As you can see, I'm getting ingots, but I wanted to kind of show you what happens when you get a chest plate on your head. Fingers crossed I can do this. Come on, I don't want beetroot seeds. There we go. That's a perfect example. Now, why is this so crazy OP? I don't know. Anyway, we got a diamond pickaxe. So first of all, let's give... Oh no, we already did it before. So we got ourselves a diamond pickaxe. We've actually got 2 diamond pickaxes now. And I'll probably use this as the cheeky thumbnail, I think. But yeah, why is this so powerful? That's because I've actually got diamond leggings on my head. And it's rendering in that I've got leggings on when I actually haven't got leggings on. So game mode S, hit F1 here, look at my armor points, very high, right? So I've just given myself some leggings and I wanted to show you this. So obviously I don't actually have any leggings on yet, but it thinks I have, and I could put these on. I'm way beyond diamond level armor points right now. Now, this only works on your head slot, guys. So, if you get yourself a netherite chest plate on there, which is enchanted, by the way, because the enchants still work, you will become very strong. Because a netherite chest plate actually gives you knockback, so that means you would have 2 knockback, right? And not only that, you get all the armor points from the actual chest plate. Because, look, if I take this off, I've got 3 armor slots right now, okay? And if I put that on, I get 3 armor slots. But if I give myself a helmet, you'll see it would actually be less. It's 1.5, as you can see. So it does actually work, which is very weird. But again, if you think outside the box, you could probably put something on your head and make custom hats potentially. Kind of give it away. But anyway, I've got one more here, which is the bastion you know, like loot table as well. And I just wanted to show you that this is just so messed up. It's probably a bug, but I wanted to share it with you because I think it's freaking awesome. And you can make literally custom items and put them on your head, put them in your offhand, and do whatever the hell you want with it. But anyway, I'm DanRobzProbz, a bit of a different kind of command tutorial showcase video idea thingy. I haven't done one of these kind of things in a while, but I wanted to share it with you because I'm pretty sure you did not know that. And if you did enjoy the little video, don't forget to give me a little like, because obviously I could have kept this to myself, but I didn't want to because I think it's a nice little thing to share with people who make maps and add-ons and stuff. But anyway, take care. I'm DanRobzProbz, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.